What's going on, guys? I have to say, again, forklifts come in really handy, especially when they're on the front of a tractor, because the tractor itself comes in really handy, so having forks on the front of it just make it even better. So today is a very special day here at the shop, or at the barn, whatever we want to call it. We have air conditioning going in. So, if you've watched my channel for like the last 7 years, you probably recall a video I did a long time ago where we installed a mini split inside of the master bedroom of our home. And that was a Pioneer ductless air conditioner mini split. So, it just made sense to work with Pioneer and get these units put in the shop. Basically because, you know, they're really good. They're super efficient, they don't use much power, and they work incredibly well for both heating and cooling. So these are air conditioning systems, but they also have heat pumps built into them as well. And the benefit of something like this is, first of all, it doesn't require running ducting everywhere. It's very, I guess, kind of simple. I wouldn't say this is a DIY thing per se, but I know a lot of people do install these themselves. I've hired a professional air conditioning company to actually come and put these things in. But the reason why we went with Pioneer again is simply because they're fantastic systems. We haven't had any issues with the air conditioning systems or the air conditioning unit that we put in the other house. It's going on 7 years old, so the thing has absolutely been working flawlessly. And again, these things are super efficient, super quiet, they work really well, and quite frankly, these are the type of air conditioning systems a lot of people think should be in RVs as well. So a lot of really good reasons to go with these. Both of these systems are each 24,000 BTU systems, and again, they do have heat pumps built into them as well, so they'll be able to help keep the temperature inside of the barn at a manageable coolness during summer, and at the same time, they'll also do a great job of keeping it above freezing whenever we get those Texas freezes, which I think is also very important to do. Okay, so we split the scaffolding in half, just makes it a little easier for them so they can just use one platform there. You have both of the wall mounts in place, both of the two holes in place for the wiring, for the copper to go through. Then he's going to make another one for the drain lines, because on the back of each one of these you also have a drain line right there. That's going to drain the condensation out. It's coming along really good. And again, these things are huge. I absolutely love how huge yet compact they are, if that makes sense. If you've ever dealt with mini splits, it's just such a cool technology. These have inverters, and that's also going to make them super quiet and super energy efficient, which is really nice. They have both of the air handlers in place. They have the copper tubing ran out the side here, so this goes over and out, that goes over and out. They are 25 or 26 foot line sets that came with these units. They're going to the two condenser units, which are outside on the pads that you saw. And yeah, everything's at the point now to where they're just getting everything connected outside. So everything on the inside is pretty much done. So yeah, they're definitely doing a good job. Nice and clean. They say they put a ton of mini splits up now, which is crazy because when we first got the Pioneer mini split in our bedroom like 7-8 years ago, it was so hard to find a company who could do mini splits. So to find a company to find most companies now saying that they do a lot of them, that they can do multiple different brands and not just the Mitsubishi brand, that they can do Pioneer, they can do all sorts of different things, is really a good thing. Because sometimes when you buy your own equipment, it's actually hard to find companies who want to install it. They want to sell you equipment as well. But this company for me was great because we've used them in the past and they do really good work. For everything that you're seeing labor-wise and materials for the two little pads that the AC unit condensers are going to be sitting on, plus all the installation, it's $1,200 for the full installation plus $200 for the two pads. So $1,400 total, and that's everything. I think they look absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to get these things cranked up because I really want to see how effective they are at cooling the shop. Right now inside of here, it's probably about 90 degrees. It's not terribly hot. It's not as hot as it is out there in the sun. The direct sunlight right now is just absolutely roasting everything out there. So super excited to get this project wrapped up because I really want to see what it's like once I close the doors and I have the AC running, how it's going to cool this space. I know people are going to ask, are my doors insulated? They are not insulated. They are windstorm approved doors, but they're not insulated doors. So I really don't know if you can get a roll-up door like that is insulated. I'd have to do some research. If you guys know of it, let me know. But yeah, these are non-insulated. The building is insulated. The ceiling and the walls are all insulated. And it's going to be really interesting to see how effectively I can get this these AC units cooling down this space and also heating up the space once it gets really cold outside. Now, it doesn't get in the negatives here, but we certainly get down in the low teens sometimes. When we get hard freezes, it really can get cold, and to see if the heat pumps on here are able to keep up with it and keep the space inside of here, at least so it's not freezing, I think is going to be really important. Okay, so there they are, completely installed. We got power ran to them. Going to turn them on for the first time. Here we go. And because both of them share the same remote, or at least each remote is compatible, I have two remotes now that control them both simultaneously. So if I want to control just one, which I'll probably experiment with, I probably have to walk up to one and, you know, turn it on or make adjustments to it without the other one seeing it. But this is actually kind of cool because I can simply press the power button and they both turn on at the same time. If I change the thermostat, they both change at the same time. And I don't know if you can see that, but the numbers change at the same time. Here they go. Wow, I can already feel the air. I know the outside compressor hasn't probably kicked on yet, but just the fact that I can easily feel the breeze from, I'm at the halfway point right now, so I'm 25 feet away, and it's a pretty strong breeze too, so it doesn't feel, you know, just barely blowing. It actually feels really, really good. And once the compressors kick on, the air should start getting really, really cool. Now, these are Inverter Plus technology, super efficient, super quiet. I mean, all you hear is the fan spinning. All you hear is just literally air moving. You don't hear anything else going on. And from the outside, which I'll show you here in a second, it's probably just as quiet. With the remote, you have all sorts of really cool features. One of the features is one where I can have it follow me around. So when I say follow me around, I set the temperature and it determines the temperature where the remote is, and it waits until that specific area is cooled down to where it needs to be. So basically a mobile thermostat, right? I set the temperature here, and then wherever I'm at is where it tries to cool the air down to. It has an eco mode as well, which I'll probably use it in eco mode more than anything. It has cool, dry, heat, fan, and auto. I'm going to put it on cool for now. You can adjust the swing, so it gives you the ability to have the louvers move up and down like this if I want. And I believe I can actually go up and adjust the direction as well. I can control my fan speed. It has a turbo button as well, which, let's go ahead and hit that. Oh wow, you can really, really tell the difference once you hit that button. They start blowing much, much harder, and you can probably hear them a little bit more too because the wind is definitely going by them more. If I don't want the lights on, I can hit the LED button and turn them off. And then it has a clean feature as well. So hopefully the clean feature is effective, because the only issue I have with mini splits in a shop environment like this is you don't have that same return air filtration that you would have on a normal split system, where you have like a, you know, MERV 15 or whatever, those really thick 2 or 3 inch thick filters. You don't have those on split systems. So you don't have the ability to clean a filter and in essence essentially clean your entire coil, or not have a coil that gets as dirty. So split systems are absolutely fantastic. Just keep in mind though that you just have kind of like a mesh filter that filters whatever is going into them. It's more of a way of rapidly cooling a space quietly and efficiently. All right, so we got everything set up. You have a timer as well you can set on it if I want to hit the timer button. But it is blowing a tremendous amount of air, and it's not going to have any problem cooling this space or heating the space, hopefully. So there are heat pumps on these units as well. And if I want to heat the space up, these should give me the ability to do a pretty dang effective job of heating the space up. Now, these aren't your traditional coil style heaters. You know, really what I'm looking for is the ability to cool the space. Now, if we have a harsh freeze like we've had in the past, I'm going to see how the heat pumps work. I'll actually see how they work if we don't even have a harsh freeze, if it's just really, really cold. If it gets down in the 40s in here, it's going to be really interesting to see how effective this is at warming the space up. Very, very cool. These things are under $2,000 a piece. So if you compare that to a normal split system, it's a lot more affordable. Now, the thing you want to keep in mind with these is these are ductless, which means you don't have ducting going through. These are like a direct dump onto you. So if you have a large space, if you have a large bedroom, living room, and you want something super quiet that still looks cosmetically great, this is a great option for that. Plus, they don't draw nearly as much power as your traditional split system that you would have in a home. And they're relatively easy to install. You know, these here with 2 units, it took them, I think, 6 hours to install both of them, and get them both vacuumed down, get everything connected properly, draining properly, and that was pretty much it. But let's hop outside, take a look at the outside, the setup outside, and see what we think of that. Okay, so coming around to the back of the building, I feel like an RV review here. We got both systems here. Again, 24,000 BTU with heat pumps, inverter technology on them, inverter plus technology. You can see the lines coming down here going to each unit. The drain lines are plumbed together at an angle, so that comes down and it drains right out to the ground. You can already see water coming out of the drain. Super quiet. I mean, I'm not raising my voice. I can even talk quiet if I want, and you can still easily talk over these things. These are super, super quiet. Anyways, I got to give a big shout out to the folks over at Pioneer for providing these units for me to evaluate and to use in my shop. I really, really appreciate it. Definitely check them out if you're looking for a mini split for your home, shop, church, whatever you're trying to put it in. And I'll put a link in the description of this video if this is something you may be interested in. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.